Greetings. Decided now is as good a time as any to record a vlog. I'm recording this the day before my flight back to Arizona. I'm getting myself packed up. Look at me go. I'm getting my things together. You must be asking about what I'm doing. Comics, my return home, getting a driver's license, what I intend to do moving forward once I get back to where I will stay for most of the year. And I shall answer. First off, for learning to drive a car, I'll collect all the information I can get through YouTube videos, tests online, or test answers and tests available online or otherwise. Apologies for the camera being at an angle, placed on a little mount so I can have a little microphone on it. My flight is tomorrow, and as soon as I get to the next airport, since my flight after that is an hour after I arrive, once I get off, I would have to immediately go to the next one. And I hope to get a learner's permit at some point soon. Age 19 at the earliest, or age 20 at the latest, I'll finally get a learner's permit and eventually a driver's license. Very soon, your man will be mobile. As for my comic series, I'm still working on my multi-page comic book. Progress has been at a halt for the last few days. Spending time with my dad and all, he can't fault me for that. But I hope once I get home, I can finish the sketching proper, then finally the inking and painting, then shading, and then once done, I'll finally release the comic digitally. As for comic strips, I've written a few strips on Google Docs, enough for a few weeks worth of content. Some strips have multiple pages in them. One rule I established for all comics I make moving forward is that comic strips, comics under 14 pages, and comics I release online are free and will always be free. Only if they're multi-page like comic books between 14 to 64 pages, or bigger projects, then I'll profit off them. The only reason I would profit off of comic strips is if I were to compile them into a compilation book printed onto paper. If it was compiled into a book and released digitally, it'd be free on digital. Bought my mom 2 bags of these Trader Joe's corn nut snacks because she loves these things, and sadly there is no Trader Joe's in Arizona, at least not in the town we live in. In some of the towns we have to drive hours to, like in California, there's a Trader Joe's there. I find it absurd that some places have stores while others don't. Can really make some good items hard to find. I also got those Half Moon cookies that you see in where it's half vanilla frosting, half chocolate frosting. I bought myself a pack of that. Outside of that, I also baked a cake on Monday. I baked a few things, cooked a few things these past few months, I learned to make teriyaki with Dad, learned to bake a cake by myself, and I baked 2 of them at that. Not on the same day, but you know what I mean. Seems like your son boy is slowly starting to get his life together. Maybe not 100% together, but you can understand. When do I intend to get a job? As soon as my multi-page comic book, my first one at least, is finished and published. I'm currently aiming for an October to November release date. I hope for Sunday, I hope for September, if time will allow, to finish my comic smoothly. Whenever I'm not learning to drive or doing anything important or chores, I'd be doing the comic. And I've done a lot of things this summer. I watched a bunch of Star Trek movies. I've already seen like The Wrath of Khan since last year, but I've seen like all 6 of the original series films, then like the first 2 Generations films, and all 3 films from the Kelvin timeline, as well as a few episodes from throughout the different TV shows, original series or otherwise. One of my favorite original series episodes was Starseed, the one which has the first appearance of Khan. Your boy's looking like a real Trekkie here. I also got myself the first 2 volumes of Battle Angel Alita on manga. I've gotten into the series a few years ago, became a fan thanks to the film James Cameron made with Robert Rodriguez. I thought the film was amazing. I saw it as like a Megamind meets Mad Max meets Borderlands. The Borderlands video game, not the movie. Did not hear good things about the movie. I've also been drawing a book cover for Tabas and Webtoon, comic strip / comic publishing websites, so I can publish comics on there again. For publishing comics, I hope to publish at least 1 strip a week, every week for the next few weeks. With the comic strips I've written on Google so far, I should have enough for about 5 weeks worth of content, which should be enough to get me through the month of September. And there's 5 Sundays in this upcoming September from the 1st to the end, so statistically I have enough for a month's worth of content. When I publish comics, I treat them like Sunday comics, like in newspapers, where I release them every week on the 1st. I've said everything I needed to say in this video. And in conclusion, I saw Alien Romulus in theaters, and I thought it was a great film.